first time I ever heard Jimmy Knepper play was in the context of Charles Mingus's music. At some point in me becoming infatuated in many ways with Charles Mingus's music, I became familiar with Jimmy Knepper as part of that landscape. Jimmy Knepper was, I believe, interested in creating a way for himself to express the bebop language and getting it from the source and getting it from Bird, and not say, he's obviously, if you hear him, he's not a J.J. Johnson or whichever predecessors to the bebop language there were on the trombone. He really seems to have his own style. I think because of that, you don't have a lot of imitators. The story behind me coming into the possession of Jimmy Knepper's horn and some of his other things all kind of starts in my mind with my mother. My mother came to know and became friends with Jimmy Knepper's widow and Jimmy Knepper's daughter. After Jimmy Knepper's widow passed, Jimmy Knepper's daughter, Robin, was the only surviving heir besides her children. So she basically came into possession of all of Jimmy and Maxine's belongings. Casually in church, this is as it was told to me, that my mother went to Robin knowing that her father was Jimmy Knepper, said, my son plays trombone, and Robin admits that her first thought was, he probably plays trombone in the marching band or for a hobby, so she said, no, he plays for a living. So she started to check me out, and for some reason she started entertaining the idea of passing along Jimmy's stuff to me. And at first it was mouthpieces, and then it kind of got into the horn. The first time I met with Robin and Uncle Eddie was at their place. They expected me to come and take a look at the stuff and possibly take it with me. So I'd go up there, and they had everything spread out on a bed. All the mouthpieces in a box, just the way Jimmy had stored them, the different horns. And I said, would you like me to play the horn? And she said, absolutely. So I put together the James Knepper horn, this one, the Bach 36, that hadn't been cleaned, it hadn't been touched since Jimmy Knepper touched it. And so I started to play it, and there I could see out of the corner of my eye Robin strikingly emotional, incredibly emotional about hearing her father's horn played again. So the first thing I realized was what a heavy situation I had walked into. My favorite parts of the process in making the record was really before we even decided to make the record. My man Matt Parker and I decided that we were going to do this Jimmy Knepper tribute as out of respect for this incredible gift I had been given, and out of respect for the living Robin. We really wanted to do it for Robin as well. So we put so much work into getting our heads inside of the tunes and really getting to know Jimmy Knepper outside of the Charles Mingus context. So there was that phase of putting a concert on to honor Robin, to honor Jimmy Knepper, and what had occurred was incredible because we both became so excited and immersed in this music. Having such dedication from Reggie Quinerly, Orrin Evans, Steve Whipple, Tuomo Uusitalo, the studio guys, that experience was the best recording experience I've ever had. My favorite composition, I would have to say, of Jimmy Knepper's is Cunning Bird, and because it displays a level of intimacy, it displays a level of of genius and artistry, but then also is immersed in the blues. So you have all that together, you can't go wrong. The process has been amazing, and if I were to say I've learned one thing from the process, is that the process isn't over. 10 months, it should be 10 years. You see these people in universities do these years-long dissertations, and this is how we should approach music.